Hey guys, welcome to Jammin. Today I want to talk to you a little bit more about the OASIS results that I received and talk about a common complaint or issue that people are bringing up, which is that the common advice they see across different heroes is increase eliminations, decrease objective kills. And so I want to discuss and try to figure out whether this advice makes any sense or not and how we can apply it to our own gameplay. So here's a challenge for you. This is the end screen card from a game that I won. And you can see I've got gold medals, 51 eliminations, and 21 objective kills. Do you think this game would have went better or worse for me if I increased the number of objective kills from 21 to 31 and didn't touch any of the other stats? Think about it for a second and let me show you some gameplay. So here we go, jumping in as D.Va here and going in for some damage at the beginning of the round. So if I asked you a question and you didn't have any time to answer and you just said the first thing that came off the top of your head, I think most people would say getting more objective kills would be better. So first, let's discuss how do you get an objective kill. You get an objective kill by killing an enemy while standing on the objective, or while killing an enemy that is standing on the objective. So if you're outside of the objective and an enemy is standing on the objective trying to contest and you kill them, then congratulations, you got an objective kill. Whenever you get an objective kill, you will also get an elimination. However, you can get an elimination without getting an objective kill, of course, by killing an enemy outside of the point or by being outside of the point, both of you being outside of the point pretty much, right? So when thinking about this question, my original assumption as well was more objective kills equals better. Duh, that makes sense. But what I want you to think about is in games that you're winning, are you more likely to be standing on the point to fight the enemy team that is about to rush you again, or are you more likely to go out and greet them and hold them away from the point so that they can't even contest it to begin with? You'll notice here on that first push that came from the enemy team, we were out forward trying to get kills. And only when they broke through our defenses did we regroup and come back to the point. So maybe we didn't win the point right here, but when we held the advantage, we were not standing on the objective on the second push or the third push. We would only try to fight on the objective when we were trying to take it back. So that led me to look at some of the data that I've already received and see whether I could find any information comparing the bronze level players to the grandmaster level players and see if we could understand the ratio between eliminations versus objective kills. So what I did is I went back into the data that I've already collected on some players, and what I wanted to compare was what was their objective kills average, their eliminations average, and what was the ratio or the percent between those two numbers. So when you're looking here at the data, you'll notice that for offensive players, the number seems to go up for eliminations. However, the number for objective kills stays roughly the same, and if not, goes down just a little bit. So when I went through other offensive heroes, the same results were happening as well, where objective kills would stay roughly the same or go down, but eliminations would increase. Maybe slightly, maybe more, but you'll notice that ratio on the right-hand side is working its way down. So I was like, wait, I'm so confused. I would have assumed more objective kills would be happening, but it didn't seem to be the case. So maybe things are different when I look at a D.Va or another tank. So I went to go look at D.Va because that's what I was playing in this game, and I wanted to see whether that same ratio would take place. And you'll notice here, D.Va's objective kills are actually fairly similar to Soldier going through the ranks, and they are working their way down, at least a little bit, not a lot. But if you compare that to the eliminations are actually going up by a reasonable factor, maybe 10 or 15%. And the ratio here starts at about 50% and works its way down. So once again, we're seeing that at higher ranks, objective kills don't seem to mean as much as just getting the straight eliminations. So let's come back to this game. You may have just noticed that we picked a Winston that went in a little bit too deep trying to attack me. Notice that we picked him off of the point. I went onto the point to contest a little bit, but immediately I came right back off the point again to fight the Ana and Reaper. Got some lucky shots there, got a little bit of damage there, was able to go back into my mech, And what do you know? Winston's trying to contest, but he's outnumbered and outgunned, and we're able to win the game. Now, this is just one small example, and you cannot make any sort of assumption just based off the one example. But what I want you to consider and think about is in your own games. How often are you fighting on the point and battling back and forth versus how many times you are fighting off of the point and trying to get kills? That's what the device is trying to get you to consider. So right or wrong, it's an interesting way to think about your characters, and it does seem to line up with the data. So now let's transition over to a game that I lost. Also played on the same night. I was playing a good amount of Diva in this game. You'll notice here that after losing the objective, I tried to go in and contest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fight, hold the point. When I get pressured, I back off, trying to buy some time. When I get back in, I try to get back in. Of course, I get my mech pop, so I go for the ult destruction. Try to come back in here. Now, this is just one random game. Does not mean anything conclusive. This is just looking at what we can learn from this footage. And what you'll notice here is that when I am losing, I am likely to be fighting on the point. Now, even if I don't get the kills on the point, or even if I do get some kills on the point, I'm still in a losing situation while fighting on the point. I need to be getting kills, and so hopefully I get some kill here, and then everything goes good, and look, we get the point. But once again, when the enemy comes in, we are fighting on the point, trying to hold it. So let me fast forward a bit till we get to the next push. We did end up taking the point here, but the next push comes in, and let's see. We do push out. We try to get some damage in. I'm too far away to get any damage done. I don't see what my teammates are doing here, but we did just get somebody picked. We have a Reaper that's close by. What ends up happening is I try to stay off point, but at some point I'm gonna need to go and contest. So I go try to contest. I get my Diva popped. You could say I did a bad job there, which would be totally fair. But notice here again that when we were fighting on the objective and somebody pushed in on us, it wasn't that great of a situation for us. Now, this is always going to be map dependent. Some maps, there's high ground around the edges, and so it actually makes a lot of sense to fight from off the point. But again, if I could have killed them or stopped them earlier up at the bridge, it would have been a much better situation for me. So this is just food for thought, something for you to consider. Does more objective kills equal a better game that you're more likely to win? Probably not. More eliminations? Absolutely. Getting more eliminations, no one's going to argue that is going to be a bad thing, because that means that you're dealing damage that ends up in kills. Perfect. Just understand that when you're getting objective kills, you're not necessarily benefiting your team as much as you getting eliminations off the point. But it could also just be a sign that your team is doing so good that the enemy team never has a chance to get to the objective. The best recommendation I can give to you based off of getting that advice from OASIS is consider your positioning. There are times when you should be on the objective, but there are plenty of times where you should be fighting off of the objective and looking for enemies to pick before they even contest. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and let me know what you're thinking down below, and I'd love to know more of your thoughts. Also, if you have any more questions about OASIS, I'd be happy to try and help and direct it to the creator to ask more questions, to answer those questions for you. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!